Hey guys, this is Eric Weingartner with Weingartnerracing. Today's video is actually a really interesting one. So it's one of the weird things that was found on the dyno last week with the big block Chevy with the root supercharger. I'm gonna let you try to play a little detective work on this. I'll try to make this video short because it's a really weird thing. But before I get to that, I wanted to tell you right now I'm having a sale. Usually I do this right on Black Friday. I'm just starting it early just to get it going. But I'm having a sale on cylinder heads, and it only happens between now and Christmas Eve. And the way it works is any head that I sell, whether it be AFR, Brodix, Trick Flow, Dart, any of them, any of the heads I sell for this time, you get any of the out-of-the-box heads for $150 more than what it costs me. So it doesn't have to be Chevy. It could be Ford, LS, big block, doesn't matter. Whatever head I sell, $150 more than my cost. Now the catch with this is, remember, I don't have a lot of stock on most of the heads, so you have to be patient, wait for the heads to come in, but you do get them from a bit of a discount. The other thing to note is, on cheaper heads like say the AFR Enforcers, there's not a whole lot of profit margin there, so you're not going to save much money. But on some of the more expensive heads, you have a chance to save quite a bit of money. So just something to keep in mind. The other thing that's on sale is any of my CNC ported Dragon Slayers, I'm going to take $100 off. So that's the order from now until Christmas. Then also, and this is the big one, in the link, in the description for this video, there'll be a link to my online store. I've got some Blim heads that are for sale there. They're a great deal. And also another set of heads that I have for sale right now. I'll show you in just a second. But also, they have the PDF bundle. And what that is since I started YouTube probably 4 years ago, every single dyno test that I've done is in a digital format, PDF, and for $150, you get all of the testing that I've done up till this point. But here's the bonus that happens this time of the year. You also get a channel membership for next year, for 2026. And what that does is, that means you'll essentially get any of the things that gets tested for next year, which at this point is looking like the small block Chevy Cam Challenge. You get all that data, but you'll get the other stuff too, because obviously I got 383 of them dyno test some more. Probably gonna get back on the Ford. Hopefully the Hemi Gen 3 gets dynoed. There's a bunch. So that's the sale. And this is the special head that's on sale right now. This one right here, it's full CNC ported. It's not my port design. This is a Chinese casting and stuff, but it's really an economical head. This head is 210 cc's, small block Chevy, angle plug. These run 1650 assembled with a hydraulic roller spring from Pack, and they've got 8mm valves. They're a really good head. So there's that. Anyway, enough of this. Let's actually get to the actual part of this video. So here's what happened. So time for you to do your detective work. Right now, I'm going to show you a dyno run from last week, one of the first dyno runs on my 477 big block Chevy. Just to recap real quick for you, this is a 477 big block Chevy. It's actually a little bit bigger. 453 bore, 375 stroke, AFR 385 heads, solid roller camshaft, and blower shop 1071 high helix blower. And runs on methanol. That's the general part of it. Here's the thing you need to know. It had been dynoed before, and it had torched the head and blew it out. So before it ate itself up, but last time it made like 1250. Since that time, lowered the compression a point, changed to these AFR 385 heads, changed cams, re-dynoed it. Listen to this dyno runs and see if you spot or hear anything that sounds different. So listen to this and let me know what you think if you hear anything, because I'm about to tell you something weird.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, did you hear anything weird? Anything at all? Put it in the comments right now what you think. Because the very first pulls, this is what kills me. Remember, we left at 1250. Okay, this is very important to understand. And also, this engine had been run naturally aspirated before, and it made about 774. The very first pulls on this, the very first one was 692 horsepower and 623 foot-pounds of torque. And I thought, well, we're starting really low on timing. That's probably it, right? So we go up, we check full throttle too. So check full throttle, we keep playing with timing, we get up to 30 degrees of timing, and it's making 815 horsepower and 632 foot-pounds of torque. And I'm like, what in the world did I do wrong? Because that's about the same power it was making in A, maybe 20 horsepower above it. And did you guys hear anything? Did anything sound weird? Anything at all? Nothing at all, because there's one simple thing that made it gain over 200 horsepower. It was one simple mistake. Here's what happened. The only way we even caught this is just by sheer chance, because we made 7 dyno pulls just like this, and it sounded great. Like, the engine sounds fantastic. I hear nothing amiss to me, nothing at all. The only thing that would randomly happen is we're idling to let it warm up, or it's not really at idle. It's about like 1800 RPM. It'd run, and then it'd just like pop and shut off. I was like, that's weird. It sounds like an ignition problem or something like that. And then it started up, and it was really responsive. It wasn't like it was a slug. It was really responsive. Air-fuel ratios. This is also interesting. I'm watching the air-fuel ratios. It had the best air-fuel ratios. So if you watch Saturday's video, you know what they were at the end. But this one actually was perfect. We're talking it's on a gasoline scale, even though we're running methanol. It's in the 11.5s. And you're like, I thought methanol was 5.560. That's on methanol scale. We're in gasoline scale. It was like 11.5s. It was absolutely perfect. And I was shocked. And I was like, why is this thing such a turd? Anyway, Gary goes out there and checks with the heat gun just to make sure, because he'd already done this before. And he's like, man, number 7's cold. And then he goes around the other side, and number 4 is cold. Do you get what happened? The camshaft's a 4-7 swap. We made the mistake, or he did when he put the wires on. He put it on as if it was a standard firing order camshaft. And this was a 4-7 swap camshaft, which means number 7 and number 4 were firing at the wrong time. That's right, the wrong time. So this entire time it had been running on 6 cylinders. Immediately after changing spark plugs, and we backed the timing down because we're like, we better back it down now, because if it's running right now, I don't want it to have 30 degrees and blow it up because we did that. We backed down the timing to like 27 degrees, so we 3 degrees down, made 1,044 and 859. So your weird thing, spark plug order sometimes, like on the 4-7 swap, sometimes you don't even hear it. The only clue, like I said, was you just warm it up, and it's running idling fine for like 30 to 40 seconds, then pop, boof. Start up, running fine. Might be able to go 2 minutes or not, and it'd run fine. You could rev it up. You could put a load on it, nothing, just like you saw on the dyno. So, weird thing. The other thing, and this is the reason why O2s you got to be careful about. Remember how I said the air-fuel ratio was about perfect? Here's what you got to remember. When you have cylinders that are not firing, you would think that the air-fuel ratio would say rich, because obviously all that fuel's not burned. It's going to the O2 sensor, and you'd think it would show really, really rich. It doesn't. Instead, you've got all that fuel didn't burn, but neither did the oxygen. So that what happens is all that oxygen goes to, remember we have more air than we do fuel, went to that sensor, causing it to make it look like it's reading leaner than when it truly was. So if you ever, doesn't matter, this could apply to anything, EFI or whatnot, and you see all of a sudden it's looking like the air-fuel ratios are right, but somehow it sounds weird, or it's running weird, or you blow up your motor and you can't figure it out because you're like, man, my air-fuel ratios were spot on. If you have a dead cylinder, it will make yourself look lean. Just something to keep in mind. So then what happens if you have an EFI, your computer's trying to back down the fuel, but in reality it needed to give it the same amount of fuel. It's just because you have dead cylinders. Something to keep in mind. Anyway, weird story. Thought I'd share that with you. Again, take advantage of the cylinder head sale. Thanks for watching. Remember, I do not port cast iron heads. Oh, I should point this out. Do not call me for pricing. Don't call me for it. Email me, Weingartnerracing@gmail.com. And the way you can get any of the pricing, simply just email me. And that's how it'll work. So it's better to give a part number. That sure helps out things, especially when you're trying to buy something, instead of me trying to look it up, because I just don't, quite frankly, have time, especially for the $150 to make on it. But anyway, email is the best. I will call you if you're really interested, but after you've emailed. But email me for any of that heads you want to buy, and I'll get your price quote. Just be aware they're probably out of stock. Anyway, remember, I am no Superman. I did race Super Boy. I don't port cast iron heads. The best way to get a hold of me is email, and I don't respond to Facebook or Instagram messages. You guys take care. I probably forgot to put this in the video, so bear with me. But last thing I'm going to leave you with is this. I think I'm going to do a live feed tomorrow, which would be Wednesday, November 19th. And I'll probably do it at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I don't know how long it'll go. But you can ask me questions about Bob's engine, like what we did with that. You can ask me anything. So I think tomorrow, again, November 19th, 8 o'clock, live feed. If you stuck around in the video, I imagine you'll probably watch it anyway. All right, take care.